here's the exercise. I want you to, whether you're all here because you want to write something, whether it's a memoir, a book, a song, you're all here because you want to write something. I want you right now on a piece of paper, when you imagine your story, you can close your eyes, think of one character and give that character a name. I want you to do that right now. I'm giving you 10 seconds. Even if you don't have to commit, you're not marrying the name. Just, thank you, Kass. Kass has all the information in the chat. And I'm gonna need 1 or 2 volunteers to share. All right, Ivy rose her hand. Okay, Ivy, you're gonna share. Okay, the next thing I want you to do is write a couple of lines for your character about a memory they may have had and or a turning point in their life. All stories involve characters that experience a turning point. From Harry Potter to Hamlet to Don Quixote. Okay, so I'm gonna give you all 5 minutes. Okay, I'm here if you have questions. Write down your character name and a memory, and or maybe the memory is a turning point. Is everybody clear about this? We call this a free write, a free write. And a lot of times in my classes, in the first 10 minutes, I'll give this as a free write assignment. Okay, everybody, just write a memory for your character. You'll be surprised with what comes out. Your character, not you, your character. So I gave to answer Gwen's question, and then I'll shut up, is my mom with the teeth. The first thing I wrote for that character was, Mom, why do you keep my teeth? I used my own memory, but I gave it to a character and I made it, I changed it to make it that person's memory. Okay, so that's, I'm gonna give you, it's 2:42 now. I'm gonna put a timer on my phone, 5 minutes. And if you're not finished, that's okay, just write, don't think about it. Good? Kass?
Oh, I already wrote it. It has to be.
Okay, great. Okay, great. So I'm here, but I'm putting the timer on. You have 4 minutes now.
All right.
There's okay. Good afternoon here. I'm from Brazil, and good evening for you that are in Europe. So I'm gonna read the first lines of my character, Anna.
Beautiful.
A direction, please. I used to live in New York City, but there has been 20 years that I'm not going to Forest Hills. The one in Queens? Yes, I used to work there and I want to show my children. Well, from downtown, you are going to take at least 30 minutes by train. That's not a problem. Or you can take a Uber. They can call from the reception desk. Oh, wonderful. I never had been there by car, only by subway. Was the R key line, I think. There is going to be not a travel to Queens, but to a memory lane, isn't it? Anna was silent off that point. She never felt like that. If the place was different from what she remembers, or if she found that memories from her youth would bring her pain, what she would teach her children. For the first time, she considered maybe it was a not good idea to go to Forest Hills.
Beautiful, Ivy. Beautiful. I'm going to ask you here. Do you guys see this? Let me see if I could do this. Here we go. Beautiful. There you go. Yay. Okay, I clap. So this is from that small piece of writing. I got your character lives in another country, worked in another country, wanted to take children there. So this person now has children. There was a painful memory in the youth. And then there was a work situation that changed. Right there, you opened up an entire universe. I don't know these questions. I don't know the answers to these questions, but there's so much. It's rich. It's so rich, because then why is this person coming back at this time? When did this person leave? What happened that made the person leave? What happened to make the person go there? One thing that's very, and part of the way that is wonderful to work is I can talk and talk and talk and talk about writing, but I can't really teach you until you write, or we can't work it out. So I'm actually going to work, the lessons are going to be structured around your writing, not my, like, not, I could blah, 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 whatever. But so Ivy, beautiful, beautiful. That piece right there. Then is she going to take the Uber? Is she going to take the train? So if you could tell me in about 3 sentences, what is the story that you want to write about?
It's like a back to the past and to wonder the future, because their children are the future and why they are learned from her past.
Beautiful.
I put Uber because from the first time that Anna lives in New York City, there was an Uber.
Right.
So there's the story also is going to, like, it's an exercise. I remember I just wrote this because you told me, but it's like a difference. These 20 past years, the world has changed in so much.
Yes.
There was no cell phones, and now everybody's connected. I'm connected with you and for free charge. So there was no Uber, and that at the time that Anna lives in New York City. So now there is. So, and the idea of the story is the changings of the world and the changes of herself.
Beautiful. So what's very important for your story, even though I'm not in your head, Ivy, is what this turning point happened to her and why she feels it's important to bring her children back. So the past in your story is also the present and the future.
Exactly.
So it's really nice. Good work. Okay, good. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. So we have, all right. Thank you. Obrigada for sharing. So we have 2 people. So we have Jeanette and Kass.
Yeah,
Okay,
mine
Kass.
is so completely different, right? So
That's
it's
good. That's actually a good
yeah.
example.
Yeah. Okay. So I didn't write really a story, or I
You
just
didn't have to.
the
It's a free
character is
ride.
Joanne, right? The character is Joanne, and her memory or her turning point was her memory is about when she told the truth about what she saw and observed as a young girl, and how she was made wrong for saying it and called a liar and punished for it, and how that actually influenced her life and the way she related to people or was willing, feeling wrong about herself. And so,
Beautiful.
yeah, I mean, completely different, right?
That's awesome. No, that's a great example to show how the flexible the workshop is going to be. Um, so what's very important, Cass, there's 2 things important in your story. What was the event that was witnessed? And you're going to have to go into the event that was witnessed. You could leave the event as a secret to the end. You could start out with the event. It's up to you. That's something I can't teach you. I can just tell you the event is very important, and you're very clear about the consequences and the punishment about that. But we have to see how these consequences and punishment have played out into the life of Joanne.
Cool.
So I would say, and beginning the story, look at the event. I would actually even say, write out the event very clearly. You don't know where you're going to place it. And the other thing is, write one instance of a consequence to begin with. Don't put it, if you start thinking, the mistake is, we're like composers, right? So when a composer sits down to write a piece, they don't write every instrument. They're like, oh, this is the oboe line, this is the piccolo line, this is the flute, this is the piano. So we're doing pieces. So for Cass, you would have to almost approach this like a composer. Look at one consequence. How did that lead to the other consequence? And how did Joanne react to that, to those consequences? That's your first step, Cass.
Okay.